Hi everyone, it's Becky here from Ivy's Corner, ready for day number 7 of Inktober Tangles 2025. I am tangling in my little notebook here, which is very delicate paper, so I'm having to be a bit careful with my shading, but that's all good. Today's pattern for day number 7 is a Zentangle HQ pattern, and it is the pattern Rambles. Now, I have actually done a video on this one before, so I will link to it in the description below, but I thought I would just dive straight in and show you how I like to draw this pattern. Now, it's a relatively simple one, but it does invite lots of embellishment, and it's a really nice one to kind of use as almost like a focal point, I think, on your tiles. We're going to start off with a nice big wiggly line, essentially a big swirly line. So we're going to start at the top and then come down and just bring this line nice and gently back and forth within our space, like so. So this is our basis for Rambles, and really essentially with Rambles we're creating this kind of ribbon effect that's going to be winding its way down. And in order to do that, what I'm going to invite you to do is just look at each of the kind of end points of this swirl that you've created, so the kind of the apex of each of them, and we're going to extend that line down. Now, when I first started drawing this pattern, I was doing a very straight line and then bringing it round, and I felt there was something not quite right about the way that I was drawing it for me. So what I've changed to doing now is to having a bit more of a curve to it. So I'm going to come down here and then just bring this curve round and then attach it to this line. So we're sort of creating this aura band here. And we're going to do that from this side now. So coming off here, we're going to bring a curve round, aura that line, and then just attach it down here to the inside of this side of the apex of the swirly line here. And I'm trying to keep this aura relatively consistent in width all the way through. So coming down and then auraing this line and then just letting it tail off into the corner there. And then coming from this side and bringing it all the way round and attaching it here. And the same repetition of these steps as we go down our wiggly line here and tapping it in here, and then this is going to be a very short one, and I'm just going to give a little flourish on the end there. Now, I haven't done this one at the top here, so I'm going to just come up and we can do the same little flourish at the other end like so, and that is your basic Rambles. Now for shading, actually not to shade, I'm going to just do a few embellishments because there's an awful lot of different things you can do. If I had made this slightly wider, I might have added an aura on the inside of this ribbon, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add some dots down the middle, but I'm going to only do it on, so it kind of looks as if it's just one side of this ribbon, and you'll see what I mean. My dots are kind of going to be on this band, but then if this ribbon was a true kind of ribbon, then this band would now be, the dots on this side would now be on the back of this side. So I'm only going to do it kind of on the alternate sides, if that makes sense. And you could do patterns on either side or both. You could do the same pattern on both sides of the ribbon. It's really up to you. But you just imagine where that ribbon, how that ribbon would flow. And my dots are going to be on this side. And I think it looks really fun and quite effective. So that is your embellished Rambles. And then for shading, I'm going to just add a little bit of shading where these ribbon sections disappear and tuck in next to each other on both sides. Just into those corners, like so. And then very gently soften this. You could also, if you have a slightly wider, thicker Rambles ribbon than I do, you know, soften the tops and bottoms of these to kind of make appear to be more of like a tube almost. But yeah, I think that looks really effective and it's a really fun pattern to draw. This is a very thin ribbon I've done, but it's really fun to use almost if you want to write create a banner almost to add text to. That's really fun. But let me pop the details up here. This is day 7 Rambles by Zentangle HQ. So there you go. Thank you so much for following along with this with me today. I've really enjoyed drawing this pattern, and I hope you're enjoying Inktober so far. I look forward to seeing what everyone does with it. If you followed along with my video today, then please do use the hashtag Ivy's Corner, and you can follow me on all the usual social media channels. And I will see you tomorrow for the next tangle. Take care.